Okay, welcome to the second episode of Man in the Van. I don't know what series we're on. It's been a long day here at the Michelin MX Nationals. So much so, I'm cracking open lovely Estrella. I would offer Bob one, my guest, Bobby Bruce, but of course, A, you're probably underage.
Yep, 16.
16, so I don't want to encourage that. You know, but maybe one day in the future. Bob, here's to a good day's racing. So, listen, today, let's talk about today. Let's start where we've been today. How did it go? You're out there in the expert class. Now, there's a reason for that. We spoke earlier, you said about want to just gain a bit more experience. Although you've gone straight into MX2 at the Revo British, you feel like you want to get a bit more experience at 16, not go straight in straight away.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're racing the European Championship this year, so we just thought, why not just gain some experience ready for next year on the 125? It'll make us stronger for the European Championship, and we get to race the big boys on the Saturday, and then we can do our own thing on Sunday. And there's nothing like racing these men. There's nothing that can get you like fit and strong enough for the European. So I think it's a good idea. I think
that's pretty cool that you're already sort of accepting that, you know, you're still a young lad, because it's easy to get egos get away from you. You know, you've had such a stellar last year in the youth ranks, and straight away you're realizing that you're not a full-grown adult, you're not a man yet, you know. And some kids your age sort of don't, they think they've had come off the back of a great first year in the rookies or whatever, think, yeah, I'm the man. But you seem to be feet on the ground.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people go from like winning the rookies and then jumping in the pros and struggling, and I didn't really want to be like them. So I think, you know, if you come in chilled and accept that you're already not going to beat the top boys like Conrad, he's on another level today. So I think it's been a good day really, and hopefully some more of them ones. Yeah,
I just forgot to mention, by the way, a big shout out to Holeshot Motorhomes, of course, whose lovely vehicle we're sat in. It's nice, isn't it, Bob?
Yeah,
nice leather trim. Yeah, Bob was commenting on the van. So yeah, so what are your plans then regards at this stage? You're 16. You have been talked about a lot, and quite rightly so. Last year was a great year for you. You know, you was absolutely ripping on that 125. Realistically then, what is the target with it? Have you put like proper target goals, or are you just working hard and you're going to let it roll each year before you then make a decision on where you're going after that?
We've got a rough plan. We're gonna stick to the Europeans this year, race the British Championship and obviously MX Nationals in MX2, and then depending on how well the Europeans go, Lee wants to make a European 250 team with me, and then 250 and MX2 over here. So that's just a rough go and see how it goes.
Oh mate, that's a proper deal. Obviously we work together on Team Green, and I think that's fair to say the Team Green program does what it does, but it hasn't got the, you know, at this stage the resources, you know, from like a big outside sponsor to go to that level. You got pretty big pretty quickly, so you had to move on to a 125 anyway off the 85. But obviously working with somebody like Lee, who's more of a privateer team with support from Gas Gas, is that better for you, and also where he's situated, because you're quite close to where he's based? Yeah. And all that must help.
Yeah, definitely. He's such a big help. He's helped, you know, me and he's got Steve on the team as well. He knows what he wants, and he's good at getting what he wants. So, and he rides as well, so he knows how it is to be a racer. So it's good. What's
it like with Clarkey? I pulled him apart today. I went down onto the pit line, pit start straight area, and he had his crash helmet off here, and he did look a little bit like Wurzel Gummidge. His hair was like, he needs conditioner, that boy.
And his moustache, he shaved the moustache today.
What's he like? Because he's a good laugh, Clarkey, but has he kind of put an arm around you a little bit, as a senior pro?
He's been giving me a few pointers, and you know, it's good to have someone like him. He's been around for a few years now. He's raced Europeans, he's won Europeans, so it's good. He's a good teammate. We get along good.
Yeah. What about the old man? Let's talk about the old man. Always been full of it, in a good way. Has he finally conceded that you're better than him now? Because he was still holding on. Oh, come on, no way, he can't.
He is.
No, Bob.
He will never ever let that one go.
Well, he still, in his heart of hearts, believes that he's better than you.
100%. Ask him. Every time I say it to him, it turns into an argument at the end of
Listen, I don't want to start any kind of domestic violence, but you know, when you do become a fully grown man, you have to knock him out.
Yes, it's pending, it's coming. it's on the way.
He's a granddad now as well. What's that like? Obviously your eldest sister, what's it like being Uncle Bob?
It's good. I grew up with 3 sisters, so finally there's a boy in the family, so we can get him on a bike. He'll be around here soon. MX Nationals racing.
Yeah, fair play. So how did it start, Bobby? You know, how did you get into it? That was from Dad racing, I guess.
Yeah.
And when did it start?
He started when he was 19, and once he had me, he got me a bike, and I started on a CRF 110, and then I had a crash, and I didn't really enjoy it that much, so I give up. And then he was still racing, and then he got me another bike. I got back into it, and then ever since I'm about 4 years old, I've not stopped.
Yeah. You got quite a lot of determination. I noticed that from a young age, obviously working with you a bit. You know, you've never really sort of rolled over and quit on stuff when things have got a bit hard. Is that something that you think is obviously just inbuilt, or is that something that you've kind of worked on, to the mental side of the riding?
I think I get that from my dad. He's so mentally strong, and he's always taught me from a young age never to give up and just keep getting at it. So I think, and racing these boys, you can't give up. So I think that's helping as well this year. And last year I had such a good season, so I think, you know, just getting mentally strong is such a big deal in this game. So
talking about the finer details then, so you've been just in case if you didn't bring it up at the start, so today Bob's been riding the MX Nationals in the expert class. Now what they do there at the Michelin MX Nationals is you have the expert class on Saturday, race with the pros. So basically Bob's been riding the expert class today on a 125 against the MX2 guys, you know, against your teammate Clarkey and all those guys, and obviously Conrad you've mentioned earlier on. Now you've done that, I know you've done it at MX2, you know, so you've done a couple of races now. What can you pinpoint what makes the difference between where they're at? Is it just experience, or you know, or is it just you've got to take more in and you're out there learning? Is it a strength thing?
Yeah, definitely. They're just so strong. The first few laps, they're so fast. The intensity from youth is just, it's that as well, really. Is it more than what, even though you said at the start of this interview you kind of got your feet on the ground, you knew what was coming, but is it still way more than what, when you're the other side fence watching, is it still way more intense than you imagine? People don't understand. Like the first one at the MX2 race done at Cullum, I was shocked. It's like literally 30 people in, it's a joke really. It is hard. But now I've done a few racing and got a few under, I know what to expect, so it's a bit easier, but it's still not easy. It's so much harder on the other side of the fence.
But does it help? What I mean by that is you got your feet on the ground, so I guess the balancing act is to not get too beat up mentally that they are that much quicker. Are you telling yourself that now? Yeah,
I think it's helping being on a 125, because before the gate even drops I know I'm at a disadvantage, so the best I can do is the best I can do, really. So as long as I give everything I know I can give, I think I know I'll be up there.
Yeah, but it's obviously, to ride with these guys is going to help for the EMX 125.
Yeah, definitely.
When was there a turning point on the 125? Because you went to the MX of Nations, right? We were over there in Assen, and let's be honest, we all saw it. It was horrendous weather, and for me, you know, I knew you were good. I've always known you were good, but that was the one where it was kind of like, hold on, you know, it's a bit of a breakthrough moment. You nearly took the race win, other than maybe a couple of back markers just getting you out of rhythm. Was that a bit of a turning point?
Yeah, and getting off the Yam as well. I think going with Leon the Husky helped as well loads, and just getting a good winter as well, like we did this year with Brian out in Spain. It's just getting a good winter and knowing coming into the races that you're fit and strong. I think the last two years has been like a real, like, I know I can do it sort of thing. So that's Brian Jorgensen is trained here. So how does that go with Brian? Because he's a top, and I mean, he could ride. He was silky smooth. You know, has that been a massive help for you? Yeah, it has. It really has. We spent like 3 months over in Spain this winter with him, and he can still ride a bike, and he's still fit as a fiddle on a cycle bike as well. So he's been there and done it. He's got all the experience. He's raced Everts and won GPs and stuff. So he is a real good trainer. He's helped us out a lot. So, you know, obviously this is a stupid question in a way, but I always got to ask it. The target is always, people race to win, but you've also got to have a dose of realism and reality. What have you got? Any expectations going into the first EMX 125? What, you know, are you really confident you can go out there and take race wins, or is it just like this year, shoot for a top 5, a top 10, or are you like absolutely in it to win it? I know I can win it, but last year at Matterley I went in with the same attitude and I ended up hurting myself. I just want to get the first few out of the way, and the season's going to be long, so just don't rush things, take my time, and if a win comes, it comes.
Yeah.
But I'm obviously going to try my best, but I'm not going to hopefully make any stupid mistakes like I did last year and end up breaking my wrist. So goal is to win, but I think I've got to finally accept that you can't win the championship at the first round.
No.
So we'll take it as it comes. If a win comes, it'd be unreal. But
remind me, because I've been up to speed with the calendar, which I should do with all the date changes. Should be constantly monitoring a calendar. So the first EMX is at Matterley, right?
Yeah,
that's fantastic, isn't it? So like I said, you know, a little bit of redemption on last year as well.
Yeah.
You're a year older, stronger, better, and you know, you have hopefully more than 4,000 people in there. What was that like last year?
It was unreal. There was a few fans there last year. You can hear them going around that top bend where everyone stands. It's good. Unfortunately I couldn't race, but you can hear them. They are there.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
Yeah, so get off to a solid start, and then is it just like the plan? So you're already the 250 team. I mean, that's great that you're a year ahead with the planning. Do you hop on a 250, or do in practice, or just gooning around, or are you just thinking, no, that will mess my brain up, let's just stick on a 125?
Yeah, I haven't ridden a 250 at all.
No,
we didn't want to jump back and forth and it'd be like forgetting how to ride a 125. We spoke to a few people in the past and they said don't do it. So I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's getting me fitter and stronger. So
yeah, absolutely, you got to hammer it. Well, you got to be fit and stronger to beat your dad, because according to him, he's still gonna you know, wax you and show you and school you.
He'll beat me in the pub, not on the bike.
Oh, I can categorically say he's a force to be reckoned with in the pub. So listen, so what are you doing tonight? Obviously we're between days now. You've got another whole day of racing tomorrow on a tough track. What does Bobby Bruce do on an evening at an MX Nationals now? And a 16-year-old kid that's just gone 1-1 in the expert class. What's the plan for the rest of the day?
Go back to the hotel, rip a nice Nando's, chill out.
Of course he's a teenager. I mean, every teenager
can't beat a Nando's.
No, does one of them.
And then chill out, ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, fair play. Well, look, it's good to finally get you in the van for a man in the van. Obviously, having worked with you for a couple of years, I really do hope that it goes on schedule for you. You make the grade, you have a good career, and you know, like make a good stab at it and end up being a GP rider. Is that all it is, really, like GP rider? Have you got any aspirations beyond that?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
To be up there, top GP rider, I think is the main goal.
Yeah.
Just try not look at it as that just small goals at the minute.
Exactly. It's a long way to the top.
It is.
To rock and roll, but you're doing things right at the minute. So from us here at Dirt Hub and all that, just wish you the best of luck. Stay off these.
Yeah.
Right. Leave that to the old man and myself. When you've got there and you've won world championships potentially and won the Motocross of Nations for Britain and all that, then you can retire and get as good as your dad at drinking. Nice one. All right, that was Bobby Bruce for the ASA. What is it? ASA United Gas Gas. Because a couple of times I've thrown out the old Husky thing on commentary today because I keep forgetting you've already changed the Gas Gas.
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to get used to. I kept saying it before.
Yeah. It's early days though. It's only round one. I'll get used to it. Bob, go and enjoy your Nando's.
Thank you.
Take care. There you go, Mr. Bobby Bruce. Nice one. And also thanks to FXR and again Holeshot Motorhomes for getting behind us, doing what we're doing with this. Right, go and scuff your fat face. It's all right. You're 16. You burn it off. You won't put any weight on.
I burnt it off today at that rough track. She was sketchy today.
It was, yeah. It's when you start, you know, really pushing on and getting the other side of 40, it's harder shift. Which, by the way, Craig Aylwell from DEP constantly reminds me. He saves all pictures of me off social media, which is weird in its own right, and then sends them over and insults me for being fat.
Yeah, he does love that, to be fair.
Yeah. You
got to play him at his own game though. Well, you got to get him back.
Absolutely, and I don't pull him up on his shortfalls. And anyway, I'm not fat. It's middle-age spread. I'm nearly 50 for Christ's sake. Too many of them. Right, go on, get going. He's out of it. Nice one, Bob.
Cheers,
I'll speak to you
Jeffro.
tomorrow. So there you go. That's Bobby Bruce, man in the van, #2 for this year. We'll be coming back here with some more. I'm going to probably try and get a few more riders here at the Michelin MX National, so hopefully you'll see them soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Holeshot Motorhomes. Thanks to FXR. That was another man in the van. Catch up later.